wife coming to you with a 2017 virtual cookie exchange collab. And my everyday wife freshen, I've waited till the last minute to do this. I always do that. And I'm the host. So hubby and I went to Target today, and it was crazy. And we only lasted there about an hour and said, okay, I had enough Christmas shopping. But we weren't really doing Christmas shopping. I was getting this cookie stuff. I did get a few things, but I was getting cookie ingredients. And I am making 7-layer bars. But before I show you that, this is a collab with a bunch of other lovely ladies. And there's going to be a playlist below. And if you are joining the collab, you can add yourself to the playlist. The instructions will be down below to where to go to add your own video. And I have contacted a bunch of you, and you said you could not do this collab because you had other prior commitments for today. But let me tell you, the playlist will be open. So I am for the rest of the month. So anytime this month, if you want to add your cookie recipe to the playlist, I am fine with that. Just put it in, and then everybody can watch that later. So that would be awesome. Because when somebody adds, once you've put your video into the playlist, you'll get notifications when somebody else has added. So that works out great. So then all of us can share and keep sharing. So I did this for the first time in 2015. I didn't do it last year, so I'm just calling it my second annual. I don't know if you could call it that. So there was like several people that had joined, and I will put a link down below to that video, to that playlist. So it was Rhonda from AKA Spanky Cola, and actually Kelly from House of Aqua had joined that. I was amazed that she joined my collab because I was a newbie. And Wani from Wani's House, and Nancy from Let's Document My Life. I don't know, she still has a channel. Angie from Angie's Life, who has a different channel name. It's Annie's Life Journey. And Mimi from Mimi's Mixed Bag. I believe she is joining this time. And Sharon, the boss lady, is joining, and she was joined in 2015. And Lisa from A Cozy Casita, she had joined back in 2015. I believe she is joining this week too. All right, so let me show you the ingredients to this. And this was, I learned how to make this from my sister Kim, who passed away in June. And her and her daughter used to make it all the time for Christmas. And she came here one year in 2012 with her whole family, and she showed me how to make it. So it kind of reminds me of her. She loved Christmas. She loved baking. She was a great cook. So it reminds me of her. So, and it's easy peasy. You just dump and bake and done. I don't really like baking too much, so this is really easy. But I am going to make a gluten-free version, but it is in no way healthy. Y'all know just because something's gluten-free does not make it healthy. It just makes it without gluten. Anyway, I had way too much gluten for Thanksgiving, so I need to get away from it. And I'm going to send some of these to my son, who unfortunately is not making it for Christmas this year. So let me get started. So guys, this recipe is very versatile. I mean, it's I'm sure you guys have heard of it and whatever, but you can add anything you want basically. This is the basics. Is chocolate chips, butterscotch chips, coconuts. I tried to find coconut flakes, unsweetened coconut flakes. Yeah, I think they were like $7 and these were $2, and I'm like, forget it. I just figured it's going to have enough sugar. I didn't need to buy sweetened coconut flakes, but plus you pour the sweetened condensed milk on top, so I didn't know why you would need something more sweet. But what does it matter? This is a ton of sugar, so it does. A little bit more sugar ain't gonna matter. And butter, and you don't. I just happen to have this on hand. Any butter will do. And you can use, I'm using pecans, but you can use walnuts or peanuts, or whatever kind of nut you want. And then you need graham cracker crumbs. But I'm using, and this is the first time I've ever bought these, gluten-free graham crackers. So we should see how they taste. So I'm going to have to crumble these up. Or you could buy regular graham crackers, or you could buy graham cracker crumbs. So it's going to have, you know, a graham cracker crust with butter. And but when hubby and I were at the store, he absolutely loves caramel, and we saw these. I never saw these before. These are the Ghiradeli flavored chips. So we thought we would try that. I think I'm going to do a mixture. I was thinking about substituting the butterscotch, but I'm just putting it all in. And we're not using all of these. We really like the 60% cocoa chocolate chips, the Ghiradeli, but you don't have to use that. You can use regular semi-sweet, whatever you want to use, honestly. So I have a 9x13 pan, and I have it lined with parchment paper because you're going to want to do that because this is going to stick. So, or totally butter it. But I don't know. I think I did that before, and that didn't really work. So I suggest you put parchment paper, and I suggest you leave some up the side so that when it's done, you can pull it out. If you just cut a piece to fit to the bottom, then you won't be able to lift it up out of the pan. Anyway, so I'm going to get started with the graham cracker crumbs. I have to crumble them up and then melt the butter, and yeah. And the measurements, I'm not going to tell you the measurements. They'll be down below. Frankly, I don't know what the measurements are, but I will look them up and tell you because, yeah. I think it doesn't matter. There are, like, online, I looked up several different ways. One lady put the coconut on the bottom, well, on top of the graham cracker stuff. I always put the coconut flakes on the top, so that's what I'm doing. So, you know, there's several ways to do this. All right, I'm going to get started. Okay, I ended up using the blender to grate these up so that they were really fine. I put it in a Ziploc bag and tried to hammer that, but that didn't work. I would normally put this in my NutriBowl, but my NutriBowl is broken. I need a new one, I guess, for Christmas. That's what I'm getting. Anyway, Hobby and I are really not buying each other presents. So I'm going to put this in the saucepan. I forgot to melt the butter, so I got to melt the butter first. Guys, I've never tried these before. I think I said that, and I tried a little bite out of them. I wasn't so sure how they would be. They actually taste pretty darn good. They taste kind of a little like gingerbread. A cross between gingerbread and graham crackers. So, yeah, they have a little gingery taste to it. It's good. So I'm melting a stick of butter, which is a ½ a cup. I did look up the recipe, but, yeah, just to see. Yeah, too much. Okay, so it's melted, and then you just want to add the graham crackers, and this is going to be your crust. And I'm shaking the camera. Okay, now I'm going to spread the crust in the pan. Okay, that's done. And then you want to just sprinkle the chips over. Again, I've seen several versions. Some people put the coconut on the bottom. I don't know, I was taught to put the coconut on the top. It looks really pretty when the coconut's on the top. So I tasted these caramel bacon chips. Oh my god, they're yummy. So I'm gonna sprinkle 1 cup of the caramel on top, and now I'm sprinkling 1 cup of the butterscotch. You can see how highly sugary this is going to be. And I'm going to sprinkle 1 cup of the chocolate chips on top. And guys, I'll tell you, the Ghiradeli 60%, try it, guys. Me and hubby have been eating those for years now. And now when we have the semi-sweet chocolate chips, they taste weird to us. So they have less sugar. And again, in this recipe, what does it matter at this point? It's just we don't even like the semi-sweet chocolate chips now. Okay, so now I'm going to put on the pecans, which I need to chop up the pecans. And again, you can use walnuts or peanuts or whatever kind of nut you want. Okay, you want to coarsely chop the nuts, and I'm just used this, my Peppered Chef chopper here. That works fine. If you put them in the blender, it's going to be too fine. So this worked fast. Okay, so then now I'm going to sprinkle the coconut, and the recipe I looked up was on the Joy of Baking, and it said for 1 1/3 cup. So I'm going to add a little more after this one. Okay, now you're going to add the sweetened condensed milk and just drizzle it on top. only did 30 minutes instead of 35 because the coconut is browning on top. I'm guessing that's why some people did the recipe with the coconut in the middle, but I like the coconut on top. I think it looks pretty. So you have to let this cool. So basically, you're not really baking this, you're just melting everything. So yeah. Alright, so I gotta let that cool. Alright, the pizza cutter worked when it was soft, but you got to wait until it is solid. Really, because it will just crumble. I remember in the past being impatient, and it will fall apart on you if you don't. So I had to use this knife. And these are so rich. So you are just going to want to cut small, tiny pieces, because really, you cannot eat too much of this. Okay, all done. So I'm going to freeze one to use for Christmas Eve. I think we're having Christmas Eve at my sister's. We're just going to do like visit and do hors d'oeuvres and cookies and that kind of thing. So not a big Christmas dinner. And then one is going to a friend of mine. And then another one is going to my son. I'm going to put some more stuff in there. And so yeah, so these will freeze well. And when I got to this one, I made them even smaller, guys. They are just so rich. And then I just have a couple little crumbly ones for me and hubby. Alright, so. Alright guys, that's it for this video and for this cookie exchange. And I will put a playlist below to all of the people who are joining. Since I've been filming tonight, I've been getting messages. There's a bunch of people that are joining that I didn't think were joining, so that's going to be great. And all the other people that I mentioned, that was from the collab from last year. But I made rosettes. If you don't know what those are, you have to check out the video. And I made some toffee from well, it was from 2015. So make sure you check out that video. And I also am going to put a playlist below to some other ladies that I have joined a Facebook page to collab with and support each other. And they did a cookie exchange on the 1st. I didn't realize that they were doing a collab, and so I made this one, and I was already committed. But I said I would mention them. They had made some wonderful cookies. So go on over to their channel, to that playlist, and to their channels and check them out. So again, the playlist is going to be open, so if you didn't get to do it today, then just add it whenever you can. That would be fine with me. So the more the merrier. I am fine with that. So guys, this makes a really good Christmas cookie. Really fast and easy, but you do have to wait and be patient and let it harden before cutting it. So even though you don't have to stand over the oven constantly all day like you do with chocolate chip cookies, you do have to be patient and wait to cut them. So, but you can put them in the freezer. That works. That's what I did. All right, guys. Bye. Merry Christmas. Enjoy your day.